We're not going to see farming like the way that we do right now. We're going to continue to see droughts and extreme weather that will essentially ruin Nebraska's economy. So the question in front of Nebraska's Public Service Commission is the Keystone XL pipeline in Nebraska's public interest? The question in front of the Nebraska Public Service Commission is, will this pipeline benefit Nebraskans? The question in front of the Nebraska Public Service Commission is, who do they work for? A foreign corporation or the citizens of Nebraska? We the people built this state. TransCanada didn't, Big Oil didn't, and we the people are going to be the ones that protect our land and water from the Keystone XL pipeline for the third time. I'm going to bring speakers one at a time, and I'll introduce them as they're coming up. Our first speaker is Manape LaMere. You might see him on Facebook. He's very popular on Facebook, has a pretty good social media following, lots of good memes about him and Dallas Gold too. Manape was one of the leaders on the ground at Standing Rock when all of the misconception and lies that Big Oil put out about the hard-working men and women, that the only thing they were doing was protecting the land and water. They weren't inciting violence. They weren't doing any of all the other ridiculous things that Big Oil was saying about them. But Manape and Joy from the Indigenous Environmental Network, and Joy's with us today, they were some of the first people on the ground to stand up before it became a cause celeb. So let me welcome Manape.
My name is Soldier Boy. I am Mihankala, Isan-T, and Ho-Chunk. And I've lived most of my life within the boundaries of the state. And I'm a huge Husker fan. Okay, great. But I got involved with Dakota Access Pipeline, and I ended up giving up my old life, my comfortable life. And I stepped into the Horn, what's called the Horn, up at Standing Rock. The Horn represents the traditional government that signed the treaties, the 51 and 68 Laramie treaties. Those treaties are the reason why you have Nebraska and why more Nebraskans and Indians didn't die. It was a peace treaty. And while I was up at the Horn, I found out that on my mother's side, I'm a descendant of Owlman, who resided right where those encampments were, 150 some years ago. And also, his grandfather was Mad Bear, who was a signatory on the 51 Laramie Treaty. So I'm here representing our grassroots elders. I'm here representing my descendancy of Mad Bear as a signatory to maintain the peace. When I showed up here, I seen this huge phallic symbol. And it reminds me of the rape culture that's plagued the United States. The misogyny. I look at Mother Earth. I look at the pipelines. They just do it without consent. And that's a rape culture. So not only were we trying to combat pipelines in Standing Rock, but also we were trying to deal with the misogyny rape culture that seems to plague this continent. I came from Rosebud. I had to go and stop and visit with some relatives up there, and I drove down here through the pipeline route. In the 51 Laramie Treaty, it talks about hunting areas, hunting lands in central Nebraska. Now it's all pasture land. But it's beautiful. I went along the Loop River, and in my mind, I'm sitting there visualizing our relatives, Ponkas, Brule, Chitangu. So I used to live along that. All those rivers down there, Omahas, Pawnees. That's what I seen when I drove those. And I don't mean to be harsh, but I do want to say, how does it feel? How does it feel to have a foreign government do as they wish with your territory, with your land? So, how do we move forward? The Cowboy Indian Alliance? All my relatives, you're Nebraskans, I have to live with you. I have to sit next to you at the Nebraska games. But we have to stop this disease of greed and rape culture. And if you don't know about it, now you do. We want to bring balance to the whole system. That's what our traditional government is about balance. Right now we have a camp in Lower Brule. We're positioned there to stop a power generator that's going to power the pump houses. The Pick-Slonak flooded the Missouri River in a lot of our sacred areas, burial grounds, and they promised in the Pick-Slonak, they promised power to the Indians, free energy, and they ain't never got it. When you go to these reservations, they pay 2-3 times as much for energy, keeping us scrambling just to keep the lights on. So we're strategically positioned, and not only that, we also have called upon friends and allies in Nebraska to work together in creating sustainable resources for our reservations. Since we are the original caretakers and landlords of this land, along with the Omahas and the Ponkas, we feel that it's our duty to do the best we can to use renewable energies and resources and to battle the misogyny. That's all the time I want to take, but I want you all to know that I love you all, and I'm willing to do anything. I'm willing to do anything to stop this.
We love you too.
And you all will have to ask yourself, what are you willing to do for the 7 generations ahead to come in Nebraska? What are you willing to do to stop this pipeline? Oh, Matakas.